to Bears Country Podcast. On a beautiful Wednesday, I'm up in northern Illinois with my family. This has been a great weekend. It is, even though the Bears lost, it doesn't seem like they did. So we're all in a good mood, I think, still. And we're going to talk about that because this show is with Lynn Hayden, and this is the Lowdown. So let's get to it. Lynn Hayden, how are you today, my friend?
Dan the man, I'm just fine. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm up here making myself fat on all the delicious food up in Chicagoland area.
I bet.
I'm north of Chicagoland, but it's anywhere you go on the corner, there's a hot dog joint or a beef joint. And
yes.
I had a gyro for lunch yesterday. That was amazing.
Oh, I bet.
And email Nadi's for dinner last night.
Oh, yum! That's the best pizza, man.
I have the exact recipe. I'm not kidding you.
Get out of here!
I'm not kidding you. I make it all the time at home. I'll give it to you off air.
Well, you got to give me that one too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that. But favorite pizza ever.
Oh yeah, it was delicious.
Oh yes.
Tonight we're taking my mom out to a Japanese steakhouse, so it's going to be nice.
Oh, good. Well, say hi to Mom. Tell her Lynn says hi.
She might be watching right now.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom, if you are.
So my man, you were at a game of all games. I mean, I like what you said in the beginning of your show. You said the show, they lost, but it doesn't feel like they lost.
No, it really doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It does, and everything I've read and heard, no one's talking like we lost that game. Crazy, isn't it?
I know. Because Lynn, 11-6 is still possible.
Oh. Okay, people. Now Dan is a huge optimist, and we love him for it. But
hey, listen, the 2007...
realistically, it's going to be 6-11 or 6-11, right? Or 7-10. That's what I'm saying.
King Cookie Nation is asking what happened at Kings. I didn't get to make it to the event with the Barroom Network, King Cookie. So we were supposed to drive up Friday.
Right.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I felt like shit. And then
that's right.
My wife started to feel like shit on Thursday. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to have to cancel this whole trip. I started lining up people to buy the tickets.
Oh, man.
And then she rallied, pulled together, felt great on Saturday. We already had everything packed, ready to go. We just got up and left and drove all day on Saturday and got up here.
Okay. I was wondering how that other thing went. Well, because she's a woman, she rallies. Mm-hmm. Right on.
Of course. I knew she would too. I'm sorry I missed you, King Cookie. But back to the moral victory thing. It's like, we can still go 11-6. And to my point, the 2007 Giants.
Anything's possible.
I'm responsible for igniting a fire under Eli Manning's ass. I promise you that. If I ever get this guy on the show.
True. That's very, very
he would know me. These seats are so close. I'll show you in a second how amazing these seats are.
Well, I remember I saw one of your shorts and I'm like, dang, he's close.
Yeah, I have a couple of them here. And so they rallied to beat the Bears, and their record sucked at the time, and they pretty much won out. They lost one more game to the Patriots at the end of the season, and then they get to the Super Bowl and beat them when they're undefeated. So
right. Which was
anything is possible.
No,
if we go 10-7, I'd be happy with that.
Anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not probable. Okay. I'm sorry. And we've talked about this. I don't want to be one and done in the playoffs. And we're not there yet. We have no defensive line. Come on, guys. Yeah, I mean, we know that. And I mean, they scored 35 points on us. Okay. They couldn't stop them for nothing. But anything's possible. But you remember you got Philadelphia and you got the Bills in there. So
mm-hmm. Those are the two. Listen, games are games that I could almost just automatically put a loss on.
Right.
The rest of them, we could win those games. We could.
Of course we can. But the Jets, you got to look out for them now. They've gotten they're like you talking about the Giants. The Jets are doing that now all of a sudden, and they beat the Bills. Now you don't think that was a big bump for them, so they're going to be. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. We'll see. Let's talk about the game, and then we'll talk about that. But
the Jets beat the Packers, so they could beat us too. So
yeah. So
I mean, but the moral of the story is the moral victory.
Right.
I mean, the game was here. Let me show you these seats. I mean, just about every time that I felt there was going to be a touchdown, I pulled out my camera and I just knew it, and I started filming and I got it. The only one that I didn't was Aldo. I was sitting next to Aldo at the game from the Barroom Network, and I had my camera ready for the Colt Kmet one, the one I'm going to show later, the beautiful one with the play action. It was right in front of us too on our sideline, and I had the phone ready, and I'm like, this isn't going to be it, so I didn't press play, and I'm like, fuck, this is a touchdown. I look over and Aldo is recording it. I'm like, damn it. So, but this is one of the ones that I did get, and here's the view from our seats. And pardon my screaming, I turned the volume down. Oh no, that's not the. So here's our seats. Touchdown! It's so fun to be at a game, and all the fans are high-fiving, and you're all just one together.
Great.
Aldo, how did that touchdown feel?
The touchdown feels great. I'm not a that we're going to win this game
60 to 35.
Hey, I love his hat. I want that hat, by the way. I'm asking for it for Christmas. Nice hat, but it was, I mean, I've never, like you said, it feels like everyone's talking like we won the game. In all the years I've watched the Bears, I've never seen anybody, the fans, the press, the organization act the way they are acting after a loss. It's the first time. And, like Coach Flus, who, you and I love him. He said something to the team after the game. He said, Justin made major strides here today. And it's good for him, and it's good for the franchise.
Yes, and what happened at the beginning of the season, Lynn? Training camp on. Justin Fields, the narrative was what? Do we even need to repeat it again?
No.
The local media, they all
said
thought he was
we weren't going to win a game, and we weren't going to hardly score. Now look at this. In the last 3 games, I love this stat. It's the first 6 games of the season, the Bears scored 93 points. In the last 3 games, we've scored 97.
I saw you say that on your podcast. Isn't that insane?
That is insane. It's like, okay, so, it's going. He's getting it. He's comfortable. I mean, Cole Kmet stepping up. I loving that. We've got Claypool, who, tried his darnest. He should have gotten that pass interference. But, that was bullshit. Bullshit.
That was just.
Shit. My 6-month grandson called pass interference, for Christ's sake. It was like, I don't get it, and I've been reading a lot of people been saying a lot of things, and, I just don't want to go there, but a lot of people, this conspiracy of, now that all the gambling's involved and the points and this and that, but I don't like talking like that. I don't either.
But is that fucking blatant?
Oh, the Bears have been screwed so many times this year. And I have said, I do believe teams that don't have winning records get screwed more than the ones that win. They just do. But that one, come on.
Every single fucking Justin Fields comeback win gets destroyed by a ref.
Yes. And it's bullshit, and, he gets that call. What was that, the 10-yard line? Mm-hmm. He gets that call. The Bears at least could tie it up.
Line. It's like the 21-yard line, yeah.
Okay, 21. They could have for sure tied it up, even if they didn't move. They would have tied it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
If not, gone ahead. So, again, we've got another game that what if this didn't happen, or the blocked punt? That's another
Well,
one.
I heard you say that on your podcast about the blocked punt, but that was so early in the game. I think that there's too much that could have been made up for that by the Dolphins with the way they were just driving the ball down our throats.
Definitely.
But when the game's on the line there with under 2 minutes to go, and it was right in front of the ref.
Right. He was standing right there. I'm like, was he sleeping with his eyes open? I mean, he was looking right at it.
It's like he was about to pick him up and do a suplex, and then he just stopped. He had his arms all the way around him.
I know he did. I mean, everybody I've seen on all the sports shows, everybody said it. I mean, so we know it's just not us. We're not being, sore losers. Everybody, Tony Judgy was like, oh my God, when he saw that, he couldn't believe it. He called it out and he was like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, and rewatching the game, even right as it happened in real time, the announcers were like, oh, that's a pass interference. They knew it. Everyone knew it.
Totally different ending to that game. You either go to, we could have gone to overtime or we could have won the game, maybe. We don't know.
The one on Eddie Jackson earlier in the game was bullshit too. That wasn't a pass interference.
Well, the only thing about that one is, I will give the refs this thing, is that when you have an underthrown ball like that one was, we've seen so many times, and the Bears receivers do it too, and they don't do it enough. Good receivers are smart. And what they do is they see it, and so they kind of let the guy run into them, and they get that flag every time. So it was kind of like, you know what I mean? It could have gone either way, but the receiver is the one that got the flag thrown because he let the guy hit him. It was underthrown. So I don't really blame Eddie for that one. Plus, we did stop him on that drive. They did not score. I don't know if you remember that. We actually stopped them on 4th and 1.
They scored on every drive until the final 3.
No. That one, they got down there, but we stopped him on 4th and 1 because I was like, when I was writing up my show notes, and I went back because I write notes during the game, and I wrote, and I wrote bad, and then under it I wrote good, and I'm like, why did I write good on this? And it said, but we stopped him. So
that must have been one of the. I think that was the first stop.
It was in the beginning. Yes. Well, they only had 1 3 and out, and that was it. I mean, the defense.
That was the missed field goal. That's what that one was.
Yes. The defense is just terrible, and we know that. And when have we talked about the defense being this bad in years?
When have you seen such a flip flop in a season like this?
Well,
the defense was what, allowing 12 points a game ish,
right?
And they were bend don't break. They would get scored on in the first half, but then they weren't getting scored on in the second half, and then they started getting scored more on the second half. But
we did get rid of Quinn and Roquan. Right. So
I get that Quinn draws double teams.
2 people.
I get that Roquan tackles a lot, and he's gotten some interceptions and some sacks.
Right.
I mean, maybe he is the difference in that game, but fuck it, I don't care. I'm happy with the trade. The receiver is.
Oh no! I'm very happy with what they did. And talking about the franchise, I know these guys are bummed, but if the coaches, I'm sure they're telling them this is for the future guys. You want to go to the Super Bowl was the right thing to do, but that's what's happening. So then it's now the next guy up this year. Everybody is trying out on defense except for the backfield. So the defensive line and the linebackers, they're basically trying out for the future with the Bears.
Yep.
And we're going to see who is going to do it going forward.
And then they have a wealth of draft picks, and I'm sure that Poles is going to do some more down trading.
We'll
probably end up with more, and then we'll have
probably
next draft is going to stock this team, and that's going to be what we're going to.
Yes. And then he'll go and get 1 or 2 young veterans. He wants young. He's going to go under 30 and get somebody to plug in here and there because we got tons of money. So that's not a problem. I think he'll surprise people here and there. Once we get closer to the end of the year, that's when I start to study who's going to be available and who's not and how they've done. And it'll be interesting to see defensive linemen. Can we get an experienced one there? I don't know.
Right. Like we were talking, we all went out to dinner after the game across Michigan Avenue, and my cousin was talking about how they have so much money that they can't even possibly spend it all.
No, they can't. They have the most money, which is really kind of nice, especially since that last idiot was in there and when he was spending money, and throwing it around. But it's going to be good. So we know, and we got to work on offensive line. We know that, and but they're getting better.
They're getting better.
They're not great, but it shows that some of these guys can play for next year, so that they're trying out too. So who will probably by the end of the year we're going to know who's going to be there and who's not. And they have given Justin more time, and then when he doesn't feel comfortable, he's just going to take off. And he's starting to really read the field. You can see
he's getting rid of the ball quicker.
Oh, 100% quicker.
We were talking about this the last couple of weeks. It's like, where's the 1, 2, 3 throw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 throw. He was doing that. He was standing in the pocket and delivering the ball. That last play, the second to last play that should have been a pass interference we were just talking about. Right. That was one of those examples of that. Him just dropping back, stepping up into the coverage, or the pocket. The coverage was coming around him, and he just launched the ball. And it was a perfectly thrown ball.
Yeah,
and
I love it.
You're starting to see him become. I had the word earlier, and I completely forgot what it was. He's just becoming more complete. He's
definitely. He's becoming that.
He's getting comfortable in it.
Yeah, he's getting it.
This is why I was so happy in the beginning of the season when they were running the ball so much, because I was saying it. You have a brand new offense. What's the best way to ease your quarterback into it? Establish the run.
Yep. And they've done that because we're number one.
Of that run too. But
right. Oh, look what he did. He set a record. 178 yards. He had 4 touchdowns on the day, 3 in the air, 1 running, right? Yes. And it's just better and better and better. And you can just think about what it's going to be like next year if this kid he's gonna. I mean, people are saying he hasn't even been tapped into his potential yet.
Think about this. He set 3 records.
He
set the record for the NFL for the most rushing yards by a quarterback. He also set it for the Bears.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Record for the Bears. Then he also set another record for the Bears for the longest run by a quarterback of 61 yards.
61. That was a beaut, was it not? Oh my God, I was jumping all over my family room. I'm like, go!
Let's watch that from my perspective at the game.
Oh, cool.
I have to start it over. Hold on. There we go.
There it is. There we go.
So it's kind of hard to see from our view because you can see how close we are.
Yeah.
I had to go watch this in the replay of the game to see how this went,
Well, yes, because you were kind of low, right. It was a great run, man. I love it. I mean, it was so sweet. I was just dying. I mean, it was just too much fun, and I just love it. And I could hear you.
I'm a fucking different person at a game, man.
Oh, me too. Oh, I'm insane. I don't stop. People get mad at me, but I don't care. I'm like, I paid for this ticket. I'm going to be screaming because that's what you're supposed to do at football games.
And that fucking ref was standing right in front of us on the sideline, and my cousin are screaming at him, "You fucking suck."
No kidding.
Number 15 or whatever he was. The whole time he was anywhere near us, we were screaming at him.
It's a real shame, but the good is now they did, the running backs were held in check, actually, not Justin, but the other 2 were because they didn't have a lot of yards, but we didn't need them, but they were held in check. So, but then again, Justin didn't hand it off as much because he took it. So I don't care just as long as he doesn't take I don't want to happen to him what happened to Cam Newton, but Cam Newton went 4th. He would go 4th and he would get hit he would let them hit him. Justin is more of a outside runner and this and that. So as long as he avoids those big hits, I'm down with him doing this running. He's
starting to avoid them. Yes.
And yes. And
I always worry about a knee though, but he looks built for it.
He does, but it's still, you never know. I mean, any stupid little thing can happen. But I want to see, though, is the passing yards start to grow. We haven't gotten into the 200s yet, and so I think that'll come, especially because, the line is getting a little bit better, and you've got now another receiver he can throw to. So maybe they're going to, because they really don't throw downfield much. It's a lot of short stuff, which I get. You got no line. You got to do it. I love it. You get your first down. You get 8 yards. Then the next one, you get the first down. I love it. But I do feel.
Look, Chase Claypool we were talking about before the game, Aldo and I, how many plays do you think are going to be, are they going to give to Claypool in this game? And we were like 12 would be a good number. And they gave him 10 total plays. So I'm sorry. They gave him
10?
I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong number there. Chase Claypool, they gave him 6 targets, and then they gave him 1 carry. So seven targets. That's not bad. Plank, that's awesome. You were at the game too, huh? That's pretty cool. We could have run into each other. I wouldn't have known what you looked like, but you would have seen me. Oh, we lost you. We lost your mic. Can you hear me? Oh, I lost her. Can you guys hear her? Can you guys hear me? Okay. You can hear her? Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Hello?
You keep That's it. Throw the fucking mic out.
I know. Did I do it again? It's a new one, guys. I gotta use the mute button.
Is it like you just touch the fucking thing?
Yeah, it's real sensitive. It's supposed to be like that, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
So you just bump it with your face like that.
Yeah, I do. See, I get so excited, I was, just so excited about that game. But I mean, everybody on offense just rocked it on Sunday. Defense we know sucked. Even our backfield looked a little sad. But they were playing off of Tyreek Hill. They were afraid of him. He's got over 1,000 yards already this season.
I mean, he was finding that sweet spot, wasn't he?
He was, and they did play off of him a lot. So I didn't really care.
What can you do with that guy with that speed? If you can't.
I know.
If you play too close, he's going to beat you deep. If you play off of him, he's going to just get right into that.
That's what they were so afraid of. But that's okay. You know what? We want our guys to go up against good guys so they can get better. Brisker and Gordon. We want them to play them so that they get the experience, right? Mm-hmm. So it was. I don't know. That game was. But I got to tell you, though, I'm a little worried about Sunday with Detroit because I did the numbers and wow, we are very comparable in a lot, especially on defense. And he can throw. He's thrown a lot of yards, and they've got multiple receivers with over 300 yards. So he spreads it around golf, and they're 8th in running in the league. So, and I forgot what they are in passing, but way better than us in passing. We're still dead last. It's so funny that we're first in run and dead last in passing. There is no in between.
I know. And we had one of the best defenses. Now we have one of the worst.
Exactly. And even my son said it to me the other day. He goes, in my lifetime, he's 3. He goes, I don't ever remember us talking about the defense being this bad. And I said, it really hasn't. Consistently. They might have had a game here or there, but that's okay because what's wrong with them is very fixable. And it. And Coach Flus, as I've told people, he used to be a defensive coordinator. So next year, you give him the talent, he's going to put it on the field, and we're going to be good. And we're going to be good in all aspects. You couldn't do both this in the offseason this year. We could only do so much. And they had, they're trying to build a team. They didn't know what they had. So it's going to be there. People just need to settle down. We're just going to have to go through the ups and downs of the defense the rest of the year. If we see our offense doing what they did Sunday, the rest of the year, no one's going to care.
Yeah, no shit.
Right?
Right. It's true.
Right? I mean, especially if we go 11-6. But
I think this is going to be an ass whooping. That's what I think.
You think so?
Trubisky played. He just always had that good game against the Lions, right? It's just
I hope so. It's at home, so
did too.
Yeah, well,
Justin Fields did both games last year. He had good games against the Lions. I think he beat him one of the games.
We did beat him 16-14.
The one game he had that sweet pass to Mooney from like his 3-yard line. It was beautiful.
Oh man, I can't remember yesterday, sweetheart, let alone last year. So, God. But I don't know. I hope you're right because you know what? The Bears could really use a somewhat lopsided game. just to, to just be like, yeah, we can do it. But with our defense being where they are, I just don't know what we're going to, who knows? They could come out and play better. Who knows what's going to happen? Like we said, next man up. So you were there. Let me ask you this. I was trying to keep my eye on him, but it's hard on TV because they don't always show everything. Jack Sanborn. What do you think?
Yeah.
57. Did you see much? I mean, he was in some plays, but then he missed some stuff too.
I kind of forgot about him. I remember at the beginning of the game, I was watching for him, and I saw him in, I think, the first couple of tackles, and I was like, well, I was screaming, yeah, here comes Jack Sanborn,
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, he missed.
But after that, I kind of stopped.
Because he had one guy run by him. I don't know if he's fast side to side as fast as we'd like, but so he missed him. But first game, but he seemed to be in there quite a bit. I saw his number flying around, so I liked that. But first game, so
And the other problem that I have is I started doing every play of Justin Fields after the game, and so when I'm making the clips for every play of Justin Fields, I just go right past the defense. So I didn't even look. Plus, it was such a terrible. I don't even want to rewatch that defensive performance, but it would be nice to go back and look to see what Jack Sanborn did. I know he had 7 tackles. I have the defense right here.
Yeah, he was in the plays. I just don't know. There's just the one that stuck out where the guy got by him, and I thought, ooh, if he was just a tad faster, he would have had him. But he didn't, and they were missing some tackles. The defense, as a matter of fact, they weren't tackling very well. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I pulled up the Cowboys.
Whoops, wrong game.
I pulled up the wrong one. Never mind. Sorry about that.
He's just seeing if you guys are paying attention. What were we talking about? See, I already forgot that.
Well, we were talking about Jack Sanborn, and I went to pull up the stats to see what they were, and I'm like, where the fuck is Jack Sanborn? He's not even in there. Oh, it's the Cowboys.
Yeah, right. He didn't play that game.
I did. When you were talking, I pulled up Jared Goff's stats for the season.
He's got 2,041 yards, I think, off the top of my head.
Passing yards. So let's just go. I'll go game by game. First game, 215, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. 256, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. 277, 1-1. 378, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. 229, 0-1. 228, 0-2. Kind of started off hot. Looks like he's
kind of cooling off a little.
Well, 321. The previous game, not the Packers, but the one before that against Miami. 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and then 137 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception against the Packers.
He's got 14 touchdowns with 7 interceptions, I think. So, and 2,000 plus yards passing. He's not going to be they don't have to worry about him running. That's for sure. So the guy can pass. So he's doing it. So this will be another job for the backfield. I think they're going to fare better with these guys. They better, otherwise I'm going to be very disappointed because I've been giving them props all season. So I do believe the backfield will pick up. I think they'll be better because these guys they're good, but they don't scare them like Hill did.
Right. And you have this game where, well, that rookie of theirs, I don't know what he's been doing, but I know he's fucking lightning fast.
Do you know his name?
St.
Brown?
Yeah, no, the rookie that they got like with the 7th pick or whatever.
Okay. Because like I said, there was 3 or 4 of them that are over 300, and they're all bunched together. St. Brown, I'm like, oh, they have a St. Brown too. He's leading it, and then
that's his brother.
Is it?
Yeah, it's his brother is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Oh well, this will be interesting on Sunday, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're playing the teams, but they're not going against each other. But still, cool.
Yeah, well, no, they are. I think his brother is a defensive back, isn't he?
No, he's a receiver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's leading the team.
Pay attention to the rest
he's leading the team in receiving.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, oh wow, they have a St. Brown. I didn't even cross my mind that it could be related. See what happens when you get to be my age? Pickled.
Hey, I learned something from you. I was like, Tua Tagovailoa has a brother playing college quarterback? What the fuck? Maryland?
Yeah, at Maryland. I always forget Maryland. I know I could describe their damn helmets, but I'm like, and then somebody wrote Maryland. I'm like, yes. But yes, his brother is, and he's good.
Is he?
So
Is he right-handed or left-handed?
you know what? My son asked me that and I forgot, and then he got hurt. So I haven't seen he was out the last time I turned Maryland on. So
The picture I found has the play sheet on his left arm, so he's right-handed.
yeah, okay. So that's
So
it.
his
Yeah.
name is
I go,
Tualia?
that would be weird if he was left-handed. I said, I don't think he is, but I couldn't remember. Generally, you don't have a lot of, if there's somebody left-handed in the family, there's, usually a parent and then one kid.
Mhm.
That's how it usually happens, That's how it is in our family. My sister's
Right.
the only one,
He's got a, so his name, so Tua is his brother and his name is Tualia.
Yes.
That's cool.
Weird. I know.
Now, we spent 2 months in Maui when my wife was working on a film. And when you get to be there that long and you're becoming part of the local, you almost feel like a local because you're there that long and you're hanging out with the locals and everything. And just learning how they pronounce things. They pronounce their vowels
Differently.
like
Yes.
like pu'anika oa,
Yeah.
people
they
have
cut
a
off.
hard time trying to phonetically spell that,
Yes.
because you have to actually say each word how you would almost, say it in the alphabet. It's pretty cool. So
Yes,
reading
yeah.
all the street signs and everything was like fun because you're like, oh, how does that work?
I couldn't pronounce half that over there. I'm terrible at that stuff. Well, my
And then you
brother
get good
lives
at it.
there. My brother lives in Hawaii. He's been there, it's over 20 years. So he's a mainlander. I mean, and he's big on the island. He's got one of the biggest heating and air conditioning companies in Hawaii.
Is he on the Big Island?
He's on the Big Island, and so he runs that, and then he also has a company in Maui too. So yeah.
Does he need anyone? Does he need any help?
I don't know. I'll have to. He
tell you,
was just in town. I should have asked.
we had I promise you this. If we didn't have cats at home that somebody else was watching, I would have just told my family to go in my house, take whatever the hell you want out of it. Anything that you want is yours. And then I'm going to just sell it. And we're not leaving. That's how it was. It was impossible. It was so hard to leave. It was so hard to leave.
It's but it's expensive though there. It's very
Have
expensive.
you visited there with them?
Oh, very expensive Hawaii. But
Have you visited him?
No, oh, I'm sorry. No, I have not yet. I will. He's like, we're bringing you out next year. I know it's a long story. We weren't always super close, but because of COVID, we worked our problems out, and we're like, it's not worth it.
That's great. Okay,
yeah.
That's good. At least,
you know what? It was like life is too short. You know what? And we came back around, and actually everybody gets along again in the family, so it's really kind of good. It's a good thing.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
I forgot that I wanted to introduce you today as Jennifer Aniston. Because I saw on your show, she said, if
that wasn't pass interference, I'm Jennifer Aniston. Yes.
I wanted to start off the show going, and we're here today we have Jennifer Aniston with us. Damn.
That used to be my go-to when I used to work, because I used to make people laugh their asses off. I worked with a lot of young people, and I would always be like, "Oh, that's such buff. If that's true, I'm Jennifer Aniston," and they would just die because this face ain't even close. Okay?
I was backstage on the movie that my wife was working on there, and Jennifer Aniston was on the movie. It was the movie Just Go With It with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And it was the luau scenes. They were filming it all night long. They started filming at 9:00 at night, and they ended at 4 a.m. So we were hanging out there all night, and she was in that rope dress that she had on in the movie, and she walked past me. And when you're walking past someone in the hallway and you just casually nod your head, and she did that to me twice.
Nah, she's supposed to be super
Aniston
nice.
knows that I exist.
She knows it.
Did you hit that damn thing?
You can hear me, right?
Now I can.
Okay, I bumped it again. But yeah, she is pretty in person. I bet she is, right?
Oh,
probably better.
I really didn't have any interest in her. She didn't really do much for me, until that day.
I bet. She's a pretty woman.
Okay, this is a funny story. Dave Matthews was behind the scenes too, and they were filming, and Dave Matthews was standing right next to
Are
me.
you talking Dave Matthews?
From the Dave Matthews Band, yeah.
Okay.
Because he was in the movie. He's standing right next to me, and we're talking and stuff. And he nudges me in the side, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and he kind of like gives me this look, and he walks over to the tent where they had just got done filming a scene, and they were in this tent, and they were all looking at the scene on the TV screen. So all of their backs were to him. And he walks right up to Jennifer Aniston, very silently, and he goes, and he smells her hair. And he comes walking back over to me, and he stands back next to me, and he goes, wow. And I was just like, I can't believe I just
totally am sure of it. I mean, she's my woman crush. I won't lie. She's always has been.
Yeah, she's a hottie.
Yeah, she is.
So next time I'm going to introduce you as Jennifer Aniston.
Okay. Oh man, I want to be with you and have Jennifer Aniston.
I want to be on with you if you have Jennifer Aniston. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, maybe we should get Jennifer.
King Pookie wants to know why you should have a Twitter account. King Pookie, I could barely fucking figure out how to use Twitter, man.
I actually do have a Twitter account, but I only load my show onto it Monday and Fridays. I don't
You don't promote it.
Yeah, that's all I do, because you know what, man? Thank you for saying that, but I'm just not into reading all the bullshit out there. Okay, there's just too much of that shit. So I just, you know, but I do have one, but I never go and look and see what people say on mine.
It doesn't matter if I.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Is your Twitter at Let's Talk Chicago Bears?
Be honest with you, I don't know.
Oh, because you put on the screen. You put.
Oh well, that's just I just do that. So I don't. You know me, I'm technology challenged, man. I don't know. You do it, I did it.
Do not follow. That's not her Twitter handle on the screen. It is
No,
mine,
probably
but it's not hers.
I don't know what. I guess I better find out what it is on Friday. I'll find out what it is when I go and do it. Oh my
By the way, just so you know, this is also this podcast, Lynn, is also streamed in audio, so it's on all the things you see above us: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music.
Oh, cool.
So for anybody that's listening to this, I'm at Bears Country Pod on Twitter if you'd like to follow me.
And I'm challenged, so good luck.
King Pookie, just go to Twitter, go to at Bears Country Pod, and just direct message me. And earlier he said he wanted to have me on a stream, so I'd love to join you. So just send me a direct message on Twitter, and I will.
There you go.
Schedule a time to join you.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm learning more and more by just being on yours, even setting up mine. People I worked with.
It's so adorable. Listen, I'm just learning this shit myself. I'm only learning it because of this.
Right. Exactly. I mean, when I was working, I had no interest. People used to be like, "Come on, Lynn," and I'm like, that's shit. I just got by learning what I needed to learn, but. Yeah. And that's what a friend said. I can't believe you're doing a YouTube show. You were so challenged when you used to work with us. And I'm like, well, this is fun. I mean,
all you do is press a button and talk.
Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, I designed
my Twitter. You're like,
I have my, of course, my set. I had to design that.
I have that same exact poster, and I have to pull it out. It's in a tube in a closet.
Which one? The greatest offensive line ever?
Yes, that one.
Yes, I know. I've got that one, and I've got one down. You can't see it's downstairs.
I probably have that one too. You hit your mic again, damn it.
With what's his name? William Perry.
Lynn.
What?
Go get one of these.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Okay, I'll do that. I have the William Perry one, but it's autographed though.
Oh, fucking sweet.
Yeah.
You guys are rolling tonight.
We see it. They didn't win, but we're acting like they won. We're in a damn good mood, are we not?
Yeah, man. I'm home with my family. I'm going out to dinner with my mom
Yes.
tonight.
Yes,
I had a
yes.
fucking gyro for lunch yesterday. I ate way too many Italian beefs already.
Oh, how
Yeah.
could you complain, right?
Other than I feel like I probably gained 5 pounds in the last 2 days, but
Well,
it's okay.
What restaurant are you going to tonight?
Kyoto. It's a Japanese steakhouse.
Okay, I didn't know if it. Excuse me, I was thinking of one. I think there's one in Lincolnshire. I was thinking about that, but So, anyways, yeah, we should. So let's get back to the Bears, right?
Let's get back to the Bears. Jesus
the
Christ.
The Bears,
Lynn,
man.
Lynn, I'm going to show you guys. I know that Justin had that amazing run, right? But this is my favorite play of the game, and I'm going to show you in 2 versions of why.
Okay.
So this is the touchdown pass to Komet. So we were on that 20-yard line on the top of the screen, 3 rows back. And what I love about this play is how look at this.
I know. He fooled everybody.
The way that he hands the ball out with both hands.
Yep.
And then he tucks it with his left.
And he's still looking down the field like he's going to pass. You see his head?
He's looking down the field like he's giving the ball to the running back, and he's looking where the running back's going to go with it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then he's tucking the ball. This is the kind of shit that Brett Favre did.
Yeah.
Not even as well as Justin did yesterday.
Yes,
Brett
exactly.
Favre was really good at hiding that play action and making the ball look like he didn't have it. And he did that fucking 4 or 5 times yesterday. And this one was the most brilliant one. And I could watch this exact highlight just over and over again.
Well, and Komet, man, he was just so good.
He was, and goddamn, is he big? When you're standing there and you can see him 15 feet in front of you, holy shit, it's a big man.
He is a big dude, isn't he? And the chemistry with him and now Claypool, they all went to Notre Dame, and Mustard did too. Mustaford, they all went to Notre Dame. So nice chemistry we've got going,
Yes, absolutely, yes.
I'm loving it.
This part here, the way that he fakes the hand up, and look how he's still holding his hand out.
I know. Look at him.
You do when you actually handed the ball to the running back.
Right.
And the ball is perfectly hidden. Oh, it's so beautiful.
You know what? He's going to get better and better at that. And
then he just twists his whole body. Bang. This is another thing that I love about him. When you see the rush coming to his the side that he's facing, a lot of times you'll see the quarterback try to run around that guy.
Yes.
But he always does this kind of spin move. So if he was facing that direction, in other words, he would spin out of the guy coming his way just like that it's beautiful because you don't see. We used to do that all the time when we played football, and I always wondered why you didn't see that more in the NFL. And now I'm seeing this kid do it all the time, and I'm loving it. And just this motion right here is just a fucking thing of beauty, and I love looking at it.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
God.
Oh, that's the other thing about we talked about on Sunday, which was awesome. Green Bay lost.
Yes, and not only that, but the interception that Rodgers looked mortal.
3 interceptions. Oh my God. I'm getting giddy here.
The Bears quarterback that on that last touchdown, that last interception.
I know. You know what? It was when I saw that score, I was like, yeah, you know what? In the 80s and the early 90s, it was the Bears, and then it flipped. Well, guess what? It's flipping again, the narrative, and now it's our turn to do to them what they did to us the last century. Not century.
Feels like it though.
Sure it does. The last decade. Now it's our turn, and I love
2 decades.
2 decades, and you know what? And Aaron,
quarter century. Let's keep the word century in the sentence and just call it quarter century.
Okay. And Aaron is just a big old baby, and I'm loving it. It's just. It gets better each week. So, the fact that they have the same record as us, oh man, it is awesome.
and the This is why I was hoping that the Packers wouldn't trade Aaron Rodgers, because I wanted Fields to take the division from Aaron Rodgers. I didn't want to earn it by default.
Yeah.
I wanted him to actually take it from him. And
Well, that's going to happen. Not this year,
though.
though.
Off that he hasn't been able to beat him yet, and we had him last year in that second game in Green Bay. But this time, we go from, let's go back 3 games, right? Whatever the order of them is. The Giants, the Vikings, the Commanders. The Giants, a comeback stalled on Marset dropping that.
Yes.
That strip, the ball. He should have just ran out of bounds.
Yes.
Then
he's no longer on the team.
That was the Vikings. The Giants was I forget what the Giants' loss was, but there was something that fucking caused the loss at the end of that game. Then the Commanders game. They get down to the goal line three times and they can't score. And we've been seeing this progression of Justin Fields building, and we're like, the next game is going to be the game he's going to blow up. It's going to happen. He's going to have 325 yards and 4 touchdowns, and then it doesn't happen.
No.
But he gets incrementally better. And then the next game, it's like, that's going to be the game. It doesn't happen, but he gets incrementally better. And now I think that we're starting to build towards this plateau that I think that this is the game. I'm calling
it just depends how much
17 Lions.
Well, what did you say?
Bears. Sorry. 35-17 Bears.
Well, we know what could happen. They scored 32. You know what? It just depends how much they let him fling around the ball. I want to see him get into the 200s with passing yards. Like, I'd like to see 275-ish, something like that. But it just depends how much they're going to let him fling the ball, and the confidence and the offensive line. And, it all is going to go into it. Of course, everybody wants that next progression.
Right.
We know what he's done now in the last 3 games. So I just want it to get better and better and better,
Right, and we're seeing him getting rid of the ball faster. We're seeing him start to build the pocket presence.
Yep.
Step up into the pocket and just get rid of the ball. The touchdown to Mooney was another beauty.
Oh,
standing
God,
in the pocket.
I love that one. That one was, you have a favorite. That one I think was my favorite because how Mooney went up and got it. Yeah. And I think that Justin is more and more going to get the chemistry with these guys. And like we said last week, if Claypool turns out to be what we hope he is, he's going to be the number 1, and Mooney's going to go back to the number 2 role, which he thrives at.
Mm-hmm. And we're not going to need to draft a wide receiver in the first.
No, not in the first round. Hell no.
It'll be a luxury to draft one. If there's a good one sitting there in the second, take him. But
yes,
now we can.
But you're not going to do it in the first round. No, definitely not.
It's going to be a defensive player. We know
it's I mean, it's like a running back. You're not going to take one in the first round. That's just not going to happen anymore. Running backs, it's changed so much now. Their value has changed a lot in the NFL through these.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It really has. And I believe, and their lifespan doesn't make it as long. Did I talk to you about this? That I believe that because nowadays they don't last, the running backs don't last their longevity in the NFL and like it used to be years and years ago, because I believe that the college coaches are running these guys, their legs too much. And by the time they get to the NFL after their 3rd year, they're gassed. Mm-hmm. Because, they had 4 years, some of these guys at these colleges, and they carried the program, right. And, your legs can only do so much. So I think that's part of the problem because the running backs are just not like they used to be. Although we've got 2 awesome ones. I don't think we're good. I don't know. I'm very worried about.
I think we're going to hang on to Mooney, right? Or Money.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because he's on his last year, his contract. And the Bears are going to be like, listen, Herbert's already beaten him in yards. But I looked at it this way. So you got Herbert. You've got 2 more years after this year of Herbert, okay? Because he's in his 2nd year. This is so he's on his rookie contract regardless. So Montgomery, if he doesn't go and say, I want, a shit ton of money, because they're not really getting that anymore unless you're really elite, like, the guy in Dallas and then Saquon Barkley. If he doesn't ask a lot, the Bears may resign him. But I'm thinking, resign him, man. You've got Herbert, for 2 years on a rookie contract that isn't a lot. And I'd keep him, man, because
so would I.
this 1-2 punch we haven't had since Walter and Matsui, and the possibilities if you get Fields starting to pass. Oh, come on. Wouldn't be able to stop the Bears. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking the Bears, they can fit him into the scheme. They got the money, that's for sure. And with the Herbert being 2 years left, he's not costing you a lot. I think the Bears need to do it. I really, really do. And I think they would be so happy. But
I have a number in my head that's somewhere around 3 years, 18 to 21 million.
well, they certainly can do that.
$5 or $7 million signing bonus, and then you prorate the rest for the remaining 3 years.
Right. I mean, the thing about Montgomery is, he is a different runner than Herbert. Herbert is more get him out in the field and let him take off. Montgomery will go right at you and carry guys. And Montgomery can block and he can catch. He has quite a few yards catching this year. He's close to 200. Mm-hmm. So he offers kind of like, he's not a tight end, but you know what I mean? He offers the kind of the intangibles that your tight end does, where he can go out and get those, 8-9 yards, rush or receiving, and he can block. So I'm pushing for them to keep him. You can see I'm trying to. Okay, Bears, you're listening. Think about it, because
I think that they value his not only his everything else that he has to add to the table, but his blocking, like you said.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Herbert does. He's not a good blocker.
Oh no, he can't block. That's why, most teams would not even think about have them both. But again, you got one guy 2 years left on his contract, and then you got this, and 3 years. That's very doable for the Bears. So I hope Bears sign him again. Because
I got an idea. Let's start a GoFundMe for David Montgomery. We'll get him an extra $10 million.
If we're gonna start a GoFundMe for him, we got to start one for me first, okay? I may look like I have money, but I don't, people. All right.
All the gold hanging from you and the diamonds that you look.
Oh yeah. I've got this rubber ring on my finger. That's a Chicago Bear. Yeah, I'm really raking it in.
Silicone ring.
Yeah, that's what it is. My Bears one.
Yeah, it's hot. Vegas is like. How was the weather there today?
You know what? Well, we had a nasty day yesterday. It was rain and 60. They had thunder snow up in the mountains. We have snow now in our mountains. And today it's 62 or something like that. So it's still good. It's sunny. So the sun's back out. So when the sun's out, it's nice, So I'm still in shorts. I'm not giving up my shorts yet.
Have you been getting some rain there? Is that
we got it yesterday.
Some rain added to it?
Yeah, no, yesterday definitely, and that's why they got the snow. Because I went out today and I'm like, there's snow in the mountains. It's kind of cool. You go out one day, it's mountains. The next day, there's snow on the mountains. It's pretty cool. I mean, Vegas. There's a lot more to Vegas than people think. They think it's the Strip. Trust me, people. There's a lot more to it than the Strip.
Do you miss the fall weather up here?
I do. You know what? That is the one thing. I never thought I'd say it, but I miss the seasons. I do, because I loved fall. It was one of my favorite seasons. And I do miss the the snow a little bit, that first snowfall, but I don't miss shoveling it or any of that kind of crap, No.
But this time of year is nice. It's great coming back up here. At this time, you get that fall. The game was, an absolutely fucking perfect day.
You couldn't have asked for a better day.
It had that fall smell in the air. The sun was out. It was nice and cool. You could wear layers, and it was. So nice.
Do you smell other people burning leaves yet? Because I always like that too.
I haven't smelled that yet, but it's like
you're in Lake County.
I want to go get pumpkins and shit now, and start this being up here makes me carve pumpkins and get candy apples and all that shit.
Right.
Being in Georgia at this time of year, just like it doesn't feel like Halloween, or it doesn't feel like Christmas because it's too warm.
Christmas is weird now, but it's all right. You know what? I lived there my whole life, 59 years. I had plenty of it. So,
I've spent the last 10 years in Florida for Christmas. So it was weird at first, but now I'm adjusting to it.
Yeah, you adjust to it.
By the way, Cliff Cliff here is he's in Florida. He's on our show on Monday. He does the Cliff Notes, and he lives in Florida. So we're going back down there for the holidays, and we're gonna get together and do some cooking.
Good. How fun is that?
It's gonna
Nice.
be great.
Nice.
Cliff,
So what do you
Cliff's
think
a
about this?
self-proclaimed good cook.
Oh, I like it. Well, you're a good cook too. So what do you think about Sunday? So you know what? I'm sorry. You know what? Somebody keeps calling me. How rude! Don't they know I'm doing a show? God. So as I said, they're very, very comparable. And defensive wise, get this: we've got 13 sacks. They got 12. We've got 9 interceptions. They've got 9 interceptions. We've got 11 fumbles with 4 recoveries. They've got 8 fumbles with 4 recoveries. So the defense is pretty comparable.
Yeah.
So
they're both equally as shitty, huh?
they are. And yeah, that's the one thing that they are worse in points allowed than we are. They're like 29th or 30th in the league. So that's about the only difference. But everything else is so the defenses are very matched up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really going to be Fields and Goff. That's going to be the game on Sunday. Who makes the least amount of mistakes?
Right.
Right?
I think it's going to be Justin Fields.
Man, he
No
certainly
fumbles.
deserves a win.
He had no fumbles this last game.
No, he did not. And he wouldn't have had, 2 weeks in a row, he's thrown an interception, and because of penalties, it was brought back. He did it again. Now, that's when I always say to my son, there are, penalties. I hate them. It's a bugaboo of mine. And but there are good penalties. And that was a good penalty.
Yes. That's why I wanted him to just so badly just nail Aaron Rodgers out of bounds last year when he was running out of bounds, just to get that personal foul and say, fuck you. Because they did it to
that's
Justin
when you don't
Fields
care.
twice in the game and they didn't get called for it. So,
because it's Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So I don't know.
So nice to see him struggling to look.
Oh, it's the best. So
to look pedestrian.
Yes. But the Lions, you know what? And the Lions are in the same boat where they're just trying to rebuild. And, although I don't know if golf is the answer for them, but, so they desperately want to win, although they beat Green Bay last week. So let's hope that they overlook the Bears, which I doubt they will. But, maybe they'll just come in a little hungover from that win. And
if they get a quarterback pick, though, that could be a scary team.
Although, you know what? They had a quarterback for 10, 12 years.
Yeah, that's true.
They didn't build around him, though. And then he leaves and wins the Super Bowl. Although this year we're not going to talk about the Rams. But
they had such a great draft last year. If they could just...
They're going to figure it out. I kind of would like to see...
I have a feeling it's going to be like the next decade is going to be the Bears and Lions battling for the NFC North.
Could be. It could be. And it would be kind of nice. You know what? Because we've sucked for so long, both of us, and we know how they feel in Michigan. So, as long as we're on top, I'm cool.
There was a really nice Detroit fan commenting on one of the it was the last Justin Fields video that I made. It was very polite and just complimenting, Justin and saying, the future's bright. And I complimented him back and said the same, it's like, and I was like, wouldn't it be great to for it to be like the Bears and Lions?
Yes, it would be
that's
fantastic.
Never been heard of before. It's always been Bears and Packers or Vikings and Packers.
I know. Yeah, exactly. So, I would like to see it. And to Cliff, he says that Rodgers should go on IR. Oh, no. We want him to play so that he just, feels every hit and every loss.
Yes, we do.
I can't stand him. I just can't. Sorry. I can't stand the Packers. And, you and I both know we lived 10 minutes from the border of Wisconsin. And, they were around us in Illinois and their stuff was in our stores up there in Illinois. And it used to piss me off. I used to yell, what's Packer stuff doing in
I know. Why is there Packer shit at the fucking Jewel?
I used to do that all the time. And my husband would be like, shh. I'm like, ow.
We passed on the road a building that said Green Bay Packaging off the expressway coming up.
Are you? Oh, God.
Can you fucking believe that?
You can't get away from them, right?
No, it's just.
I mean, when I
worked-
first arrived in Vegas 5 years ago, I ran into one of the first people I started talking to was a Packers fan.
Fucking Packer fan, right? Of course.
Are you kidding me? I came across the country to this.
I was down visiting my friends in Marathon Key, and I went out for lunch, and I'm standing there in line with a fucking guy wearing all this Packer shit, and I'm like, I just can't get away from you.
I know it.
Like,
You just like.
I literally said that to him, like, can't you just leave me alone?
I don't blame you, man. I would too.
I'm like, I'm all the way down here at the fucking end of the country,
Yes.
and you're still bothering me? And
I
I
know
wasn't
it.
even doing anything. He was just standing in line.
I know. He's just like, what?
we had a good joke about it. It was funny.
All right.
But
So
I used to work with a Packer fan for 15 years.
Oh,
And every Monday we had a running, every Bears Packers game, it was a running jersey bet.
oh man. Wow.
So I had to wear his fucking Favre jersey on a Monday.
I
so
remember
many
you
times.
saying this on your show, the Monday show, and I even wrote, you don't make a bet having to wear a jersey.
I know. And Dan Aguirre got all upset with me for that. But I was caught, like, I thought this is back when, Favre, I didn't think he was going to be that good. And then I always thought, like, then we had Lovie Smith, and I thought, okay, we're going to, and finally he started to wear my Urlacher jersey with the Lovie Smith era. But man,
Yes, because we did win
brutal.
some with Lovey. That's right.
It wasn't a full 15 years. It was probably half of that. But, it was probably 7 years of it.
yeah.
But I probably wore his jersey, I don't even know how many times,
Well, my
Well,
sister
more about
married a
four.
Packer fan. So, I mean, it's
God.
worse. I know. And her two
That's-
kids turned out to be Packers fans. And she's a Bears fan. And she hates Green Bay.
God, it's terrible.
So it's kind of funny. He's in one room, her husband's in one room, and she's in another watching. He's watching the Packers. She's watching the Bears.
Do they live in Illinois or Green Bay?
Actually,
Or, I mean,
no
Wisconsin?
longer.
Oh,
They
okay.
moved. They're in Nashville now.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
did
they
they
had-
originate in Illinois or in Wisconsin?
Illinois.
Oh,
Well,
so-
he was he's from the UP, way
Oh,
up in the UP in a real small town. So he's a Wisconsin guy, and then he came to Illinois, and that's how they met. But yes, he was Wisconsin.
that's
So
got to be awful. I'd be the first thing. I'd be like, I'm sorry, you're a Packers fan? Nope.
well, after
I'm
my
not going
husband
through this
passed
for the rest of
away.
my life.
Well, after my husband passed away, people are like, years later, and they're like, you got to start going out again. And somebody said, would you ever date a Packers fan? I said, absolutely not. The only way I would is if he's like filthy rich.
Would you date Aaron Rodgers?
Hell no. He's ugly as shit. And that haircut, oh my God.
What about if a Packer wanted to date you? Let's say Devontae Adams at the time he wanted to date you.
Well, first of all, I'm 40 years older than him, so that's not going to happen.
But he was filthy rich. Come on.
Well, he is filthy rich. Right. And you know what? I mean, I would do it. You know what?
There it comes out.
Cliff.
Sure. I mean, filthy rich, right? I guess it's worth it.
Yeah, you're filthy rich. Then it's different.
Then you stop paying attention to football. You just hang out in the islands or something.
Actually, you're going to laugh at me, but at one time I thought, who I should go hit on, find out where he lives is Tom Thayer. He's sort of around my age. He's just a little younger, and he's not married. So
No, he's not. Whoa.
I don't think he is. And I love football. He loves football. I'm like, and I love me a bald man. And
we gotta hook you up with Tom Thayer then.
I know. You know what? I'm a little older, but I might teach him a thing or two. I'm just saying.
Hey, you have the correct phone number to call for that.
I do. You know what? I do. All I have to do is pick up the phone and say, Mr. McCaskey, do you think you could hook me up with Tom? You're right. I do have his phone number. Actually, I'm going to write him a letter. I'm in the process right now of, congratulating on what's going on. And I'm going to ask him to please have somebody rewrite that stupid touchdown song because it's awful. And I want a new one. So I'm going to write him a letter and ask him. And I was even going to say, maybe you should put it out to the fans and have a contest.
Oh, I like this song, Lynn.
Oh, I can't stand it. It doesn't even flow. I mean, come on, man. I mean, how can you even remember the words? Because they don't make any sense. I mean, it was written in 1941.
I sang it 3 times Sunday. I know the song.
Yeah, you went like this. No,
I didn't.
Yes, you did. That's what everybody does. They sing the beginning and then the end. They don't sing the middle. They go,
it's time to march our way to victory. Bear down, Chicago Bears.
You can sing.
Fight with a might so fearlessly. That's the hard part. The rest is just, you'll never forget the way you thrilled the nation. That's so much fun.
Your T formation. I mean, come on, man.
Well, we're saying we'll never forget the way.
Right.
Back then.
Right. Oh, man.
It's history. It's traditional.
I know, but it's time. Well, let's see if he answers me. I'll write him and see if he answers me.
God damn it, Lynn. If they change that song because of you, you and I are going to have some words.
You know what? Me and George are tight, so you just never
know.
know.
To be at a game trying to figure out how to sing a new song.
Maybe I should just give him a call.
So we can hear the tone in your voice, right?
You're right.
We can hear how serious you are. If it's just a written letter, you don't drive home the point.
No, that's good point. But I like getting letters from him because you know what? You know that, but some of these people don't know. I have 3 letters handwritten up here from him. Dan knows we're tight. So
yeah. Literally, she has George McCaskey's phone number.
I do. I have George McCaskey's phone number to his office in Lake Forest, and we have talked on the phone twice. Just saying. So, oh well.
I guess that's what you get for being an old hottie like you, huh?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, too bad I'm married, man.
You kept sending him a picture of you in every letter. You're like, look at me, Georgie.
Yeah, I do not want to scare the man. No. Oh God. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, so
we should probably end that
so
on that, right?
35-14.
35-17.
Oh, 17.
35-17.
I'm not, I don't like to predict, but I do for you because I love you, man. I'm gonna say 32-10.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say the defense steps up.
Okay.
And I think we're gonna have some turnovers. We did not have any in last week's game. I was really disappointed. We need to get those turnovers, get back to that. We haven't had turnovers in the last 2. Did we? We haven't any Dallas? I don't think we did we? I don't think so.
No.
No. So the last 2 games we have not. So
I have the defensive stats for Dallas. We can look.
That's right.
Let's see.
I didn't read what somebody said they were writing about the song, and it flashed too fast. I didn't see it.
Like the review says, like the school song from the Morgan Freeman movie where he was
the principal.
I forgot about.
I don't know what song that he's referring to, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
What movie was it?
The Principal with Morgan Freeman.
Did I see that? Well, I probably did. Shit. That's the thing about my age. You can see movies.
He went into like a inner city school.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I did see that. But see, that's the thing about people my age. You can see other movies. You could have seen them a week ago, and you could see it again, and we'll be like, oh yeah, I've never seen this before.
Well, there was a lot of movies that were similar to that. That was like it was kind of like the run on like cop movies in the 80s. It's like they were
right.
You had the one with
yes, there was quite a few of those.
What's his name? Jim Belushi was in one.
I was just thinking that. I'm thinking, wasn't Belushi one? That's exactly you read my mind.
There was another
Jesus,
one with
that's
like
scary. You know me too well. You're freaking me out, man.
You lived right next to me for 35 years.
I know. I think you were stalking me and I didn't know it.
You have no idea. I finally got you right where I want you.
I know. He's like, I got her. I got her.
Finally, she fucking responded to my my comment on her YouTube
That's
channel.
right. I reeled her in. Okay.
All right, so you think we got a win coming up?
I'm hoping so. I just said, they worry me a little bit, but I'm going to go with, you know what? If he keeps doing what he's doing, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
We just, of course, the defense has got to stop him. But
this is the breakout passing game for Justin for me.
We want to be in the 200s, definitely. Okay, that's what we're predicting. Let's get it, because that would be nice. I don't, just to get him more confidence with that. He's already got the running down and the short passes down. So let's see a couple more. Get him down there, and maybe these guys can freaking catch him when they throw it to him.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And now that we're going to get a second week with Chase Claypool in the offense, and get him a little more up to speed, and he'll have hopefully double his plays in the game.
Yes. Oh, I think so. I think he'll be in a lot. I think you're going to see a lot more from him this week for sure.
I'm calling another 3 passing touchdowns for Justin, another rushing touchdown for Justin, and a rushing touchdown from Herbert.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd be digging it.
It'd be almost the same thing as.
And you got to throw in a field goal or two for Santos, because he's always involved. He's always
no field goals. No.
I like
point after attempts. That's it.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Fucking touchdown city, baby.
Hey, one thing real quick about that game, though, which made me happy, that they got the 2-point conversion. I was mad at them for going for it because I felt it was too early. I'm not a points chaser, but I was like, oh my God, they got it.
I know.
So I was like, okay, cool.
A thing of beauty too. I think it was another.
It really was
another beautiful play action fake.
Yep. See what Cliff says, 38-32. Well, he could be closer than both of us on that, because the way the Bears defense is playing, that's very doable right there, 38-32. But
something tells me they're going to get this defense figured out. I mean, even at the end of the game there with the Dolphins, they were stopping them when they needed to.
Yeah. You know what? Again, like we said, these guys are trying out. They're trying for their jobs now. You know what? Next man up. And so I don't think they're going to be as bad this week. I do believe the points are going to be down a little bit. So let's hope.
All right. Well, at least we both have a win.
All right. Yes. Let's hope.
Well, Lynn, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where we can find you again?
Okay, on Mondays and Fridays, I do a show on YouTube called Let's Talk Chicago Bears. So come on, check me out. I'm by myself, so I'm not quite as fun as I am when I'm with Dan, because we're just having a blast here. So check me out, and then Dan, that's tell us where we can see you besides today.
Well, and I just want to mention, I do love watching your podcast. I do watch it every time, because. Truthfully, you give me stats that I have too little time to.
Well, I do the stats.
Running my own show.
I just do the ones people want to hear, and then I get onto it. But because most people aren't going to look that up, and then they're like, "Oh, wow, cool," So that's what I do.
I like how you present when you're just talking by yourself. You're just keeping the flow going, and you're awesome. It's just fun to watch.
Thank you. You're pretty damn good too, my friend. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
I love you.
Go check her out. I also do the show on Barroom Network on Monday nights.
Yes, he does.
I've been making some pretty cool Justin Fields every play videos, so check those out too. And everyone in chat, we love you guys. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We'll see you guys. If you do like this, make sure you hit that like button down there, guys. Hit that like button.
That's right. And subscrive.
That's right. And set your notifications.
Because me and Dan want to be famous, so come on now.
We partially are. It's between the two of us. There's 750 people that know who we are.
That's right. That's right. Hey, maybe you never know. Maybe we'll get one of the radio shows or something to be like, hey, you guys want to come on our show? Hell yeah.
Yeah, WBBM's been picking everybody up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they picked up Olin Kreutz podcast. They're playing podcasts now.
Really?
Yeah. Adam Rank, they picked up his too, but they're all
really interesting.
Weird
about this.
But what sucks about that though is they have to kind of keep pausing for radio identification, for station identification.
Oh, I know.
Let people know they're doing a podcast.
It does suck,
podcast. And, it's kind of takes away from it. But anyway,
All right, we've been talking a long time, so thank everybody if they stayed with us. God bless you for listening to us babble all this time.
Absolutely, we love you guys in chat. Thank you so much.
Oh, we do.
And we'll see you next Wednesday for the Lowdown with Dan and Lynn on Bears Country Podcast.
Yes,
Until then,
baby.
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Bears.
Bears.